The Ultimate Trivia Podcast.
Hello and welcome to the Ultimate Trivia Podcast, the show where knowledge is power and laughter is our only reward. As we always do, we've got the whole crew here, right, Nick?
We're all here, buddy.
Always. We're always here.
As we do.
As we
always do.
How you feeling tonight?
Awesome.
Awesome.
I feel great. No.
Great answer.
Yeah, I feel good.
Brian, can you match that intensity tonight?
Yeah, I feel good.
Yeah.
You're really,
Calm down.
really selling it.
Calm down. Okay?
No, I'm teasing. I feel great.
Good.
I feel, yeah, fantastic.
You look good.
I usually do.
You look good.
Yeah. How about you, Doc? How you feeling? Scotty?
I'm glad to see some of you.
Okay.
So, it's great.
Do we get to figure out which one is in which category?
I think you're going to figure out as the night goes on.
I know where I stand.
You're right.
Yeah.
I'm hosting, and so I know where I stand on that one, too.
Yeah.
Shrouded in mystery with
That's
Scott,
right.
this guy.
Kelly, it's always a pleasure, brother.
I feel fantastic.
That's awesome. Good stuff. All right. Well, today.
How do you feel, Andy?
Oh, I feel amazing.
You look on,
Yeah, I feel like you get a little neglected.
Yeah.
That opening part, you know?
I appreciate
How
you guys
are you?
checking in on
How
me.
are
Ask
you?
How you're doing?
I'm doing pretty darn
We
good.
don't care. Keep going.
Yeah, I was
well
expecting
done.
Doc to actually.
I just want to know if we're going to do this every week. Do
No.
we have to check in on Andy every week?
No.
Okay.
We will not.
Harness the good.
Yeah.
Block the bed.
That's right. I like it. I like it. Well, I'm going to have my revenge because you guys are going to groan as soon as you hear this topic tonight.
Everyone?
No, maybe not everybody, but this trivia is going to take us outside.
Oh,
And
so
that's
it's a Kelly topic.
all the information you're going to get from me until we get to the point where we reveal that. But our question of the week does deal with the outdoors. It's not anything anyone submitted. I just want to know what's the most thrilling, intense, memorable, what's the snapshot in your mind outdoor experience
Skydiving.
that you've ever had. I knew Kelly was going there. I mean, how do you top that, right? I do also want to know that what did you expect going into it, and did it live up to your expectations? Kelly, start us off.
I went with a couple of friends. I went with Blake and his sister Carly. We did it. And the first time you go, you have to tandem.
Right.
You go through the whole spiel, how you're attached to somebody, and the process of going up there. You go to the edge of the plane. You know, he counts it down and goes. I can't remember what order I went with Blake and Carly, but I remember when we got to the edge, like this guy was like, okay, this is what we're going to do. We're getting ready to go one. And I just leaned out. Like he was like, oh, okay, here we go.
Wow.
We're doing this. He's like, you're ready. I was like, oh,
I
yeah.
love that.
So just going down I mean, it was only 90-second free fall, maybe less than that, but it felt like a long time.
From what height? Was it?
10,000, 12,000.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
Is that like the standard, or is there like, I don't know.
yeah, I think that's pretty standard for like first.
It's like, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I'm afraid of heights for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was surreal.
Give me a detail that is one of the first things that comes to your memory when you remember that 90 seconds of free falling. What?
Oh, I know this one, actually.
Okay.
His tandem partner telling him, put your pants back on. It was like 3 times. Put your pants back on.
It's really noisy.
Yeah.
They flew off.
Yeah.
It'd be changing mine when I got to the ground.
Yeah, I bet.
Well, I do.
The biggest thing is just like I had no fear. Like he's like, all right, we're gonna do 1, 2, 3, and then we're gonna jump. And we got there, and I just leaned out. He's like, okay, we're doing this.
No
like,
fear.
You're ready. I didn't. No, I just wanted it.
Did it feel like falling first before Doc?
Oh yeah.
It felt like you were falling.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Doc.
No, I just want to chime in. And have you guys seen the photo of him?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's such a great shot. I'm sure the other person took it.
Yeah, he has a GoPro on his
Okay.
wrst, so he's taking cameras and video down the way down.
Yeah. I mean, it's
He was
such a
also
great,
facing Kelly the whole way down, too. They did retain him in a weird way.
We did
Yeah,
it weird.
that's so weird. That's right.
Just to check.
Things got weird.
That's why you were smiling.
Let's get weird. Let's get
That
weird.
is very weird. Oh, boy. Well, very cool, man. Would you ever do it again?
Yes.
Yeah. Have you considered doing it again?
Yes.
Okay.
You want to go? Anybody? I'll go tomorrow.
I would love to go, actually,
I would do it.
but I
I'd
don't
do
know that I would.
I would do it. Yeah.
Just the responsibility of family and children and the, I know, throw caution in the wind, but I'm not sure that I would.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, sorry. I
Nerd.
know that you're very disappointed. I can tell. All right. Who else has got an answer for us?
Well, none of us want to follow that.
That is hard to
That
follow.
was a good one.
I can follow it as a matter of fact. So
okay,
I have a couple of answers that,
just give us
as I
one.
always do.
You
of
always
course.
have just do one then.
Yeah, let's stick
But
with
there's
one.
so many good ones.
Change it up. Oh, you think that? We don't know.
All right. So
We'll
I
let you know if the first one's
Yeah,
good.
start with the first
we'll give you
one.
a bonus.
Yeah.
so I okay,
Nope,
fine.
never mind.
It's going to be one, isn't it, Scott?
It's a one and done.
We'll give you half a story.
Let's start with one. Let's see how this goes.
I grew up my stepfather was a hot air balloon pilot.
Okay.
And so for a very long time, I lived that life all over the country, was very fortunate to travel and obviously ride in a hot air balloon. And going through a cloud in a hot air balloon is pretty crazy.
Okay.
What's that?
We went hot air ballooning in Africa.
Did you?
Yeah.
Really?
Awesome.
Yeah, it was amazing.
What was that, B?
Did they think you were a
Expand. Go
god?
through the cloud. What's that? What's going on? I want to hear more.
I mean, it's almost indescribable. You
But go ahead and try. It looks like you're going to try.
I can't find the words. Which is
He said
why.
almost.
You're completely surrounded. So visually,
Well, and
right?
yeah. So you obviously go up through the cloud, and you are now engulfed in what we would think of as fog. But when you are moving in a hot air balloon, you are moving with the wind.
Yeah.
So it is completely still and quiet.
Did you get wet? Did you feel the condensation?
There was a humidity to it, yeah. But aside from that, I don't remember, any droplets forming or anything weird like that. But
No, I
just
meant
being
that
up
in a
that
different
high
sense.
alone was
How many times
incredible.
did you do it? Because you said you traveled a lot with it.
How many times was I in a hot air balloon?
Yes.
Oh,
Can't even count.
50? I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot.
I didn't know this
Andy,
about him.
I'm going to give you.
I
give you a
did
second
not
one. I'm
know this
surprised,
either.
but I want to hear the second
No, I did not know this either.
This is the first time I'm hearing of this.
What?
Yes.
How is it possible?
I never heard of this.
You have never told us this, Scott. Did you know this?
I didn't. You traveled the world.
You
in
have
a hot
never
air
told
balloon.
us.
Yeah, not in a hot air balloon, but to do the hot air
Did
balloon.
you do it in 80 days?
No, they did not make a movie about me. I get a second one. Well, then I'd
Yeah.
have to say whitewater rafting on the Colorado, and I'll keep
I've
that
done
one.
that. Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll just leave it there. It is exactly what you think it is.
Yep.
It is an adrenaline fueled bucking bronco type of experience. And
Dig it.
Nice.
I never felt in danger. It was very cold. But yeah.
Good stuff. I like that.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Doc, what do you got over there for us? Anything good?
I hadn't even thought of whitewater rafting, but I did it in Alaska
Okay. Oh, very cool.
and saw a family of moose
Oh my God.
drinking right out of the river. Like it was incredible.
I think it's meese.
Right.
Well done.
And right before we pushed off, the bald eagle landed like 5 feet from me. And
like a dream I
my
had.
disposable camera was wrapped because we were getting ready to obviously get wet. By the time I had gotten it out of a plastic bag, the bird had flown away. So I can't believe I didn't think of that. What I did think of, same trip to Alaska. This is when I was 15, summer camp. I was trying to think of something exhilarating. We hiked a mountain and a kid was getting chased by a bear.
Oh my goodness.
And he was further up the mountain than we were. And so we all just turn and start running back to the bus. But I mean, we're a good way into this hike.
Every
So you have all
person
these
for
teenagers just hauling tail
Yeah.
to get
Right.
down to the bus.
You don't have to be the fastest. You just don't have to be the slowest.
I'll be the slowest. Wow.
I remember the smell of wet dog, which I've heard is kind of a description of what a bear.
I think that was your pants.
Yeah, right. Speaking of which, and
You're still going. Okay, keep going.
yeah, thank you.
I'm rubbing off on him here.
The guy who was chased, yeah, his pants did. He literally did do that.
He soiled
Wow.
He did, yeah,
Wow.
in the pants, yeah. Unfortunately,
How did that resolve? I mean, did the bear give
He
up
changed his
there.
pants.
He's
You
there.
know, they gave him different
bear-
pants.
and the bear
Andy.
lost interest?
Yeah. They didn't. Bear didn't care. He changed his pants.
yeah, just kept on looking for berries, whatever bears do.
Berries.
He, the boy being chased, he fell down, and the bear was closing in. But the bear, just lost interest.
Wow.
Wow.
When he tells the story
That
after
stinks. I'm out.
Yeah.
changed his pants,
He smelled the poo.
he talked about he thought he was dead.
Sure.
He
Wow.
went down because the bear's closing in on you. He runs faster than you are,
Right.
and he tripped over his own 2 feet hurrying down the trail.
Why wouldn't you? Yeah, of course you wouldn't.
So anyway, we, no one I knew saw the bear or witnessed this. We believe it occurred, but we were all terrified because we too were running down the trail trying to get back to the bus. I'm assuming the bus would have been the safe ground. Who knows?
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
That's
So y'all just ran,
Back to our bus.
but not even knowing why you were running. Like
right.
nobody actually
Well,
saw the bear.
eventually, yeah, somebody.
Like
yeah,
somebody
said-
started running. Like, oh, I guess we should all just start running.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
it's like
it
when
makes
you're at
sense.
the beach and somebody yells shark, everybody runs.
Yeah,
Nobody bothers
yeah.
to look for it.
There's a Kings of Comedy bit about that. It's,
Yeah.
it's pretty it's
Okay.
pretty fun.
I know what you're
Yeah.
talking about.
Check it out.
It's
Look it
I
up.
like it.
Yeah.
I like it. Nick, you got anything for us?
I mean, just going off what the doc talked about, I don't like nature.
yeah, I know.
You know,
We
so I don't
know that.
I don't have a ton of exhilarating experiences, or because I'm not a thrill chaser either. I have done some cool stuff. Hawaii, climbed Diamond Head. That was awesome. You know,
Super cool.
that was cool. You
Very
know,
cool.
Been to the top of the Eiffel
Bucket
Tower.
list.
Yeah. What's that?
Diamond Head bucket list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would love to do that.
Super
Yeah.
cool.
Got to do that with my wife and one of my closest friends and one of our other closest friends, like his wife that we introduced him to and
When
everything.
you're up there with your wife, I know you won the Valentine's Day trivia.
Yes.
Did you guys fall in love all over again?
so romantic.
France,
Every
no?
day of my life, Kelly.
Sweating.
I knew that.
Every single day.
I knew the answer before I asked it. I'm
Every
sorry.
single day.
I apologize.
Can't help it. But I don't really have an experience that I found exhilarating or worth talking about, to be honest with you. You know,
great.
I've seen some really cool stuff, but I've never been chased by a bear.
Yeah.
Never jumped out of an airplane. Never did hot air ballooning.
I recommend it. It's pretty awesome.
I'm sure it is. Yeah. But yeah, I'm not a thrill seeker, so I
Yeah.
really don't
Yeah,
have
I get
anything
that.
super cool to
Okay.
to know.
Diamond Head's pretty cool.
That's
No,
cool.
you know,
Yeah, that's really cool.
That's pretty
but
cool.
but it's not like it's dangerous. You know, it's not.
Could be.
Just memorable.
You know, it's not super thrilling. You know.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you have
the other day.
do you have a snapshot in your brain of the view once you reach the apex there?
Not really.
No?
No, not really.
So it wasn't that impactful for you.
It really wasn't.
Just really sweaty.
It was very yes,
Why
very
is it so
sweaty,
humid, man?
very
It's a
warm,
veritable swamp down
very
there.
warm
Down
Yes.
there. All right, B, you're up, kiddo.
Close it out with something strong.
There's a lot of things kind of run through the head, but I guess off top was 03. Afghanistan. We were cornered.
Wow, this was a dream, I think. 'cause-
Right.
Going
No,
Valley.
so I thought about white water rafting on the Colorado. That was really cool. But like to me though, wasn't that thrilling because you're with the tour guide. It wasn't like you're just out there on your own with your
Fair
buddies.
enough. That was my
So like done
experience
some
also.
bungee jumping. But so actually I guess the biggest is probably Wren Lake at a summer camp. Guy Terry Buchanan's Scotty's buddy. We were out canoeing and a bad storm came through and everybody got back except me and Terry. And like we got capsized, holding on.
Oh,
It's actually
man.
pretty intense. So like they had to send Coast Guard to get rescue us. and stuff.
Really?
So that was
Did you
probably
get airlifted?
no, but they
that'd be
came
cool.
out like it was pretty
Hot air
wild.
balloon.
Like so like Wren Lake. I mean like being on the Colorado right, but like that was most intense. It
They
was
have
crazy.
the Coast Guard at Ren Lake.
Yeah, right.
I don't know. I don't know. They call them like a rescue team,
Search and
whatever.
rescue.
whatever. Yeah, but they came out like with a lot. It was pretty intense.
It was Bubba who was fishing for crappie, like in the
No,
next cove over.
It was seriously like you'd be surprised how intense it was just on the lake. How rough the water.
Oh, yeah. I've
it
experienced
was, it was
can see
pretty
that,
crazy. It was pretty crazy.
Kelly, that happened to us on the Ozarks, right? Bachelor
oh,
party.
yes.
on the way back.
Friend Scott's bachelor party.
Yeah.
Do you remember that at all or no?
We thought we were
No, I
going to
do
go
not.
down.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure if it's true. No.
I do remember that. That was scary. Yes.
Kelly, Nick, you had an experience on the lake that you thought that
Yeah,
like there was legit
We
danger
did a bachelor
involved.
party thing on the Lake of the Ozarks. You know, we're in Party Cove, which is
Your elbow?
disgusting, by the way.
Right.
Almost died.
But no, we're heading back, and weather came in out of nowhere. We're on like a pontoon boat,
Yeah.
and true fear that
15, 16 guys.
Yeah, I was
waves
actually-
are coming over the front of the boat.
Yeah.
I'm like, this could turn out
actually
really bad.
I was actually a little
Swimming to
worried.
shore.
A little worried, you know, because you're out in the middle of the lake. Yeah.
Well, yeah. So like me and Terry, like the boat flipped. Like we weren't wearing our life jackets, which is stupid. But I remember the boat hit me in the head. Terry pulled me up. Like it was pretty wild. Yeah. Like I don't. I was like 14 at the time, so I don't remember how I felt exactly, but I remember being pretty scared. Yeah, I mean, it was pretty intense.
Don't worry. Scoutmaster Terry had you.
Yeah.
Took care of you.
Yeah.
You don't remember everything, but that's intentional.
Yeah. It was intense.
That's right. Well, that's true. Thrilling and intense, man. Okay. Well, I think we covered all of that. Well, I appreciate you guys playing along there. We need some questions. Go ahead and send them in to the Ultimate Trivia Podcast at gmail.com. All the social media sites, our website. Again, we are not hard to find if you want to connect with all of us. The outdoors.
Why?
We are doing a fairly generic trivia titled simply The Great Outdoors. And no, it is not the movie.
John Candy, dang it.
That was
Couldn't
my
work one question in from the movie.
That was my only chance.
Not one question, no.
That was my only chance.
66 times.
Yeah, I know. I love it. I love that movie. But no, I do want to highlight that this is going to be primarily outdoor activities. So it's not geography. It's not. We've already done national parks. Go see our 4th episode on the list there. We deviate slightly from activities, but
Wow, was that off the top of the head? 4th
What's
episode? You had that right in there locked in?
oh yeah. What do you want to know? Which episode?
That wasn't show.
what-
I figured that would be show notes.
Yeah,
You had
oh,
that
no.
jotted down.
I could show
That's
you
what I was
my
asking.
notes.
That's
It's
what I was
not in
asking.
there.
Andy,
Right.
what's episode 11?
I don't know.
You got that good.
Here
I just tried to give you one. A way to
That's still
shine.
good, though. I'm just saying.
You could have
know.
said anything, and
I
we
could
we would have believed you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Fair enough.
Running out of gas like the hot air
right.
balloon.
Well, outdoor activities are all about getting outside, moving your body, and soaking in the fresh air. Whether you're hitting a trail, hanging at the beach, or just kicking back around a campfire, it's about unplugging and reconnecting with nature and yourself. These adventures can be solo or social, intense or easygoing, but they all offer a mental reset and a physical boost. From parks to backcountry, outdoor recreation has surged in popularity, with more folks chasing sunsets, summits, and sanity. It's less about performance and more about presence, and maybe a few great stories to bring home. This is a topic, as you all very well know, that I am quite passionate about.
Yeah, and thank you for forcing it on us.
You are very, very welcome.
I volunteer to come to these. Okay,
I do not volunteer to go outside.
I choose to come here.
You're going to have your chance to...
2 turkeys walking in the woods. He's in his stand. How many turkeys walk out of the woods?
Somehow 4. Somehow 4
probably,
turkeys.
You don't hunt turkeys from a stand, Brian.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Come on.
Well, maybe that was your mistake.
Apparently, you don't really hunt turkeys from anywhere.
Wait, maybe you're supposed to. Is that what I'm doing wrong all this time?
All right. Well, here comes Nick with an offer.
That's right. It's time for our main event, our 10-question trivia game on, we're going to call this The Great Outdoors. Here's how it works. I'll read the questions aloud. You'll write your answers on your whiteboards. When I say reveal, you'll show your answers. If you get it right, you'll earn a point. If you don't, well, I hope that happens a lot, actually. That's why I wrote it.
I hope you win this, Nick.
Let's see who ends up
You know what I mean?
on
Like,
top
that'd be
today.
Valentine's
fantastic.
Day episode all over again.
It'd be
somehow.
fantastic if you win.
That is right.
Kelly has to be the early on favorite. I mean, has to be.
Without question.
Without a question.
I don't know. The topic is so vague.
I mean,
I know, but
I've been outside before.
Yeah.
Yeah, walk to your car. I was there too.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like I should do an over-under, like a shot of Malort on how many Kelly actually gets right. Over-under, I'm going to go 6. Anybody going to take that bet?
Over.
You're going over?
Over.
I'll take the under.
I think he's hitting 7, but yeah.
All right, I'll take the under. All right,
All right.
All right.
Okay.
There it is.
All right.
there's the bet.
Here it is.
Kelly, Kelly, you want to
Pressure's
bet on
on.
this?
6.
That's the over-under. You got to go above or below that.
6, and I'll still do a shot of Malort.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, we really don't need to
that
twist
much.
your arm that hard.
Done and
anyway.
done.
Wait, go get the bottle now. I'll do one now.
Okay.
Have you ever tried that? Do you remember what happened? Like,
Yeah.
that was really bad.
I have a short-term memory loss.
Oh, okay.
All right, let's get after it. Question number 1. You're going to like it, guys. Come on.
I don't.
Which icy shelter is made entirely from snow and somehow doesn't collapse under its own weight? There we go. Lots of board activity. I think everyone's settling down just a little. Just a little. Maybe not.
I don't.
Scott wrote 3 words on his board. So no, I'm just kidding.
I'm waiting for Nick to ask, do we have to spell it correctly?
Oh, wow.
A touche.
All right, everybody's ready. What is the icy shelter called that we make entirely from snow and somehow does not collapse? It is an igloo. Everybody gets a point.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, baby.
The offer is off the table.
That's
Yes,
it.
that-
You're welcome for the opening layup. No
Okay.
more pressure.
Thank you so much.
You're very
Now
welcome.
I can miss the next 9.
Oh, they get harder than that?
I hope so.
Hoping they get easier.
Yeah, right?
Well, these brilliant little snow bunkers are more than just Arctic architecture. They're marvels of engineering. A well-built igloo will withstand brutal winds, trap enough body heat to stay cozy, and not melt on you mid-nap. It's like nature's version of a winter cabin, only way colder and probably not getting great Airbnb reviews.
Don't pee in there.
And probably not a good idea to pee in there. It can actually you can keep the inside of an igloo up to 40 degrees warmer than freezing temp, which do a little bit of math there. That gets you up into the 70s.
But could humans
How does that make
Or is that
sense?
like an alien thing like the pyramids?
Easy. All right, easy. But how does that make sense? No, because I've seen it. Like they've had like a fire inside of an
can have
igloo.
a
And I'm like,
fire.
how does this? But 70 degrees inside of an igloo.
It's magic.
You're saying 40 degrees above freezing, but it's fine.
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense.
Brian's lost in thought here.
No,
I don't know the science behind it, but the
I'm sure there
temperature on
is.
the outside, maybe it melts and freezes as it
guess.
goes out.
Phenomenal insulator, right?
Must be. Yeah.
I think temp jumps probably more than you think just by being enclosed. You know, what I mean? Like
sure.
from the outside, like
And body.
so. That's what, yeah.
I'm just saying 70 degrees inside of an igloo and it's not melting on the inside.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I don't know.
It's cool.
Magic.
Science, bro.
That's right. Science. All right.
You know,
Everybody's
we'll
on
get
the
to
board.
that afterwards. I don't want to waste everybody's time.
That's
with the
right. It's
science
very
involved.
technical.
Moving on.
Moving on. Question number 2. When you're knee deep in a cold river, casting for trout with more optimism than skill, what's the term for walking through the water like you belong there?
Wait, whoa. You talking about the activity?
Nick's going to
Walking
say
through-
Eddie Money.
What is the term for walking through the water while you are fishing, if you want that to be rearranged?
I guess I'm confused. 'Cause I'm thinking like the activity, or what are you doing
Not-
in the water?
Not hard to do.
All right, I'm just.
The walking or standing in a water while you are fishing. Is that confusing? Did I write that in
No, I
correctly?
just.
I mean, at first I was thinking of the activity
I'm thinking the
you'd be
activity.
doing.
It's
you
not.
know.
I got you.
It's designed to take you there first.
Oh, no, I'm with you.
I
I
got
think
it.
I
All right.
probably spelled it wrong too.
I don't want to get bogged down with the question
All right,
itself,
we're good.
Well, it is the most important thing when you play trivia.
which is why I want to clarify, of course. All right.
What is the
What is
clarification
that activity
again?
called?
What is the activity of standing or walking in the water
Got it.
while you are fishing called?
Got it.
Okay.
Scott's going back to
I have 2 answers that I think are right.
You only get to pick one though.
Yeah, I agree.
Can I put both of them?
if they're both right, then yes.
more than
But
one
that
answer?
is you're
Yeah,
opening
I think that's
yourself-
a risk you take. Then, if you put them both, he would have to deem them both correct for
Yeah.
you to get credit.
They would have to both. be
Yeah.
right.
If one of them is not, it negates the other.
All right, let's do it.
I know.
But I know both of them were technically.
I'm sure.
Okay.
We'll find out.
We'll have a discussion about it.
Let's see.
If you put one down and it's the other one, then we'll talk about it.
All right, ready?
Let's reveal. We got waiting from Nick, from Scott. We got fly fishing from Kelly, and we got Brian with waiting.
Waiting
fly
was my other
fishing
one.
is the activity.
Yeah, that's what I was
walking
asking.
through the water.
That's what I was asking.
You said
Yeah.
walking
Wait.
or standing.
Walking or standing.
Waiting is not standing.
Sure it is.
He's,
Yeah, it is.
he said walking and standing, I believe. I think he mentioned
Well, that was my second answer.
because my first thing was fly fishing.
If I
feel
put-
like-
That's,
if I
that's
would've
why
put-
I asked for clarification because I'm like, I was thinking the activity.
Yeah.
But no, waiting.
but then
Yeah.
he clarified.
No, he did. He did.
clarified. Basically,
yeah.
you're walking and then standing in water, not doing anything else. If you were just doing
Yeah.
that, that's what I took. from
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, no, at first I was thinking fly fishing as well.
I feel bad because
Yeah.
I feel like I screwed up the question.
no, you
somehow.
didn't. No,
No,
you
you
did not.
did.
You did
did.
not.
I understand the
gripe?
the controversy.
Okay.
You didn't say a thing
But I mean,
about fishing.
those are my two.
No, I didn't.
You
Actually.
didn't say a
But
thing
those
about
are my two
catching.
things I was thinking
no.
of. But you clarified it when I asked you earlier.
Casting
so I
for
don't-
trout. I said casting for trout.
Yeah.
100%. He said. That was the
Oh,
first part of the
no,
question.
Yes.
That's why I clarified, and he clarified it. Because
Still
I was
part-
thinking fly fishing.
still
and
part of the
he
question.
clarified it.
Still part of the question.
Yeah, and that's fine. But waiting.
But he did
When you're
specify.
casting
After
for-
he said it, though, waiting is the obvious.
When you're if you're casting for trout and waiting in the water, you are technically fly fishing.
Read the question one more
You
time.
could be fly
he didn't
fishing
talk
and
about
waiting.
Nothing about casting, though.
All right. No, let's
Read the question again.
Read the
Could
question
have a-
The
again.
whole question as I wrote it.
Yes.
Yeah.
When you're knee deep in a cold river, casting for trout with
You
more
are fly
optimism than skill, what's the term for walking through that
Yeah.
water?
That's waiting.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Because that's why I asked
be
that.
using a
Because
cane
I was
pole.
thinking fly fishing or waiting, and he clarified it.
No,
Yeah.
I thought
Yeah.
fly fishing until he said what's
Yeah.
for walking
Yeah.
through the water. Yeah.
Well, shoot.
No,
No, you're good.
I think.
That's right.
No, I think.
I'll take it.
Yeah,
I'll take
'cause you
that
did
L.
specify at the end.
Very good.
But I was going to give 2 answers, and waiting was my second answer,
Yeah.
so I chose the other one.
Okay. Well, yeah, fair enough. Well, it's one thing to stand on a riverbank with a rod. It's another to step into the stream and hope your waterproof boots are actually waterproof. Wading lets you get closer to the fish, but also closer to that slippery rock, and you're one step away from getting all wet.
Do you own waterproof boots?
Oh, yeah, several pairs, actually. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, of different heights and thermal value. I don't know.
Thermal value? Favorite
Insulation?
fly fishing movie, anyone?
Thermal ratings of River Runs Through It.
Okay, good.
Durr.
Yeah, very good.
Great movie.
Oh, fantastic. No, love that movie.
Love it.
All right, let's move on to question number 3.
I'm waiting to hear it.
Yeah, I can tell.
Not anymore.
Now I'm all self-conscious here.
I'm out.
Which legendary footpath snakes over 2,100 miles through 14 states and ends with a smug satisfaction of saying, I walked from Georgia to Maine? Maybe I need to pull back on some of the extra words here, I guess. What legendary footpath snakes over 2,100 miles through 14 states and ends with the smug satisfaction of saying, yeah, I walked from Georgia to Maine?
I'm not sure what's got to be smug. That's a pretty good accomplishment.
You guys all wrote this pretty quick.
I'm waiting for like
Should I know this?
the article to be deciphering.
Kelly is not
You're just gonna have to deal with it. Well, I think
I'm sorry.
Kelly might rebound here because I know he knows this.
I'm sorry I get so angry, but I might not get it right.
Don't be sorry. I like your competitiveness.
I have no idea.
Okay. So we walking from Georgia to Maine, over 2,100 miles through 14 states. What's that trail called? We got Pilgrim Trail from Nick, Appalachian Trail from Scott, and from Kelly, and from Brian. They got it. Appalachian Trail.
That makes sense now.
The AT, as it is commonly referred to as.
Dang.
Yeah. I have a friend, did not do the full AT, but she did do the entire Pacific Crest Trail. It took her a very long time.
Isn't that from like Mexico to Canada almost?
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh.
Yeah. And just to clarify, I guess, she did the whole thing, the last 30 miles.
I remember
30
this.
miles.
I remember this. You tell me
She
this.
tried to finish and literally just about killed herself trying to finish it.
Snowstorm, right?
Ended up getting pulled out.
Yeah.
And then went back a year later and finised those 30 miles.
That's
So
crazy. Yeah. How long?
I hope she's not listening because I give her full credit for it.
How long? Is it?
Like 6 months. Oh, that
No, to do it. I mean,
it's not that long, but yeah, it took like 6 months to do it. She had to get special leave from work and all that.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Crazy stuff. Well, the AT isn't just about walking in the woods. It's a test of will, gear durability, and how long someone can eat trail mix without losing their mind. Through hikers are a special breed, part adventurer, part philosopher, and entirely okay with not showering for weeks, of course.
I'm out.
So it is 2,198.4 miles and takes somewhere between 5 to 7 months to complete, on average.
Sounds awful.
There is regularly efforts to break the record for the fastest. The last I knew, it was like 31 days. They basically just run the whole time. Like,
Well, yeah,
the whole time. Like they rested in like 2 hour increments. Eat while they run.
I probably couldn't even do it. What I'm saying is like you said, like 5 to 7 months. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, like I'm just saying, like what that sounds really long.
Sounds
Like,
awesome.
I don't feel like it would take that long.
Yeah.
Very-
2,100.
I like it.
Brian's like, I could do it in less
No,
than
I'm
that.
not. Like I
That's
said,
not
I
that
probably
long.
couldn't even do it. I'm not trying to be arrogant. What I'm saying though, that sounds like crazy long. Like I don't know. Whatever. Yeah.
I don't know.
All
We
right.
could do some pretty quick math and figure out how many miles a day that is, but it's plenty, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
All right.
I know what I'm doing this summer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not
well,
that.
you'll probably break the record, right?
Not that.
28 days.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Question number 4. You might be outside soaking up the sun's rays while hiking, at the beach, or just mowing the yard, but your body is using the sun to crank out which essential vitamin? All right. We got some movement here at least. That's nice. You might be out soaking up the sun's rays while hiking at the beach or just mowing your yard, but your body is using the sun to crank out which essential vitamin? It looks like everybody's... Kelly, you ready over there, brother? All right, let's see the boards, fellas. We got vitamin D from Nick and Scott and Kelly and Brian. Absolutely right.
Good stuff.
That's about the only way to get it other than an infused milk, I think.
I mean, you can take supplements.
Well, sure.
Yeah, there is that.
Sunny D.
So, does that have? Okay.
Got some
I don't
yellow
know.
stuff, some purple stuff. Oh,
Well, vitamin D is the unsung hero of sunshine. Your body makes it when it's exposed to the UVB rays, and it helps with everything from bone strength to your mental health. Just don't forget, too much sun, and you're a tomato with a good calcium level. No good. All right. So about 15 minutes.
You're
Fun
supposed to get
fact.
about 15 minutes a day. Yeah.
15 minutes of direct sunlight exposure gives you all the vitamin D that you need.
Yep.
Anything
Depends on the
beyond
time of
that,
year.
You want it. Well, and sunscreen and all that stuff.
Oh, I'm anti-sunscreen.
Skin tone. You're
Anti-
anti.
Oh, yeah.
Scott's a big proponent of sunning his perineum. It's a really good practice.
You got to keep it toasty.
How do you lay for that one? I'm having a hard time figuring that
I'll show
one
you.
out.
I'll show you. Off air.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. All right, moving on to question number 5. Which tree earns its keep every spring by leaking sugary gold used to make syrup when you poke a hole in it? I will be looking for a specific answer on this. So if the answer, for example, is a lab, I will need a black lab,
Okay.
chocolate lab, whatever the case may be. Does that make sense? I need a qualifier prior to the generic answer.
Sure.
Read it again then, because now I want to hear it with fresh ears.
Which tree earns its keep every spring by leaking sugary gold used to make syrup when you poke a hole in it? Uh-oh.
It was
confident
easy.
there for
it
a
was
second.
Easy until you threw the.
Well, yeah.
No, I get it.
By design.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
It's one of those questions, Nick.
Kelly is really salty. All right. So I think we all know what family we're living in. We just need the proper subspecies, probably. Brian's ready to go. Kelly is just mad. Yep, I know.
Subspecies.
Yep. Okay, we got some board movement here, marker movement. Kelly is done writing,
I'm just
right?
adding something to the generic answer
Yeah,
that
fair enough.
I thought was correct. But
Okay.
until you added in that little extra bit.
Okay. Which tree specifically gives us the syrup we so commonly know and use? Let's see the boards. We've got a red maple from Nick. We got a Canadian maple from Scott, a sugar maple tree from Kelly, a Canadian maple tree from Brian. We do have a correct answer, and it is the sugar maple.
Nice. That was your Kelly?
Congratulations, Kelly.
Yeah, good job. When I saw red maple, I thought, oh, that sounds right.
It's a very common tree around here.
Right.
Red maple is.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, I kind of thought I made that up. To be honest with you.
no.
Yeah.
Is Canadian maple a tree? I don't know.
I'm not sure, actually. I don't
They're
know.
well known for their maple syrup, so that would make some sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sugar maple, huh?
Sugar maple.
I don't think I've ever heard of it.
Made it up.
I've only recently learned that you
That's why I said it's one of those questions, because he said this sugary. It said the answer was in the question.
I didn't even pick up on that.
The answer.
Yeah, you're right.
I do
Sugar
hate
maple.
that now. Now that you mentioned it,
Oh, now
I hate it.
Now Nick's mad at me, too.
I'm definitely
Holy
angry.
Smoke.
Join the club.
I'm more
run
angry
outta
now.
here.
Yeah, I'm with Kelly on this.
It's a revolution.
Everybody cool out.
It's a revolution.
Nope.
Oh, Lord. Well, every drop of maple syrup starts with some very patient trees and even more patient people. You need about 40 gallons of sap to make 1 gallon of syrup. That's bananas.
Dumb.
Diabetes.
Nope. That's syrup.
You check your blood sugar.
you're right.
Check
Not
it often.
bananas, yeah, that's right. Well, fun fact. Sugar maples are tapped in late winter to early spring when temperatures rise above freezing during the day, but it still freezes at night. As a former baseball coach, I can tell you that's the most frustrating part of the year because the ground never has a chance to dry out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Very aggravating.
Andy,
What's up?
I have an issue.
You're fact checking me, aren't you?
I did fact check.
Oh man, I'm having a rough night. What's up?
I fact checked the maple syrup question.
Okay.
That we just went through. because I found it hard to believe that only one tree made syrup. So
Okay.
I started digging into it. There are multiple maple trees that make syrup.
Oh boy.
Such as the Canadian maple.
No, actually, I looked it up specifically for you two Queener boys.
Nice try.
Yeah, the Canadian maple is actually a group or a type of multiple trees, so it's not specific to one.
Do they
Trees in
produce syrup?
Canada.
No, actually, the ones that I saw that were listed under the Canadian maple did not make syrup. The black maple, the sugar maple,
Is this-
as Kelly put down.
Is this being looked up because you're trailing, or
I'm not trailing because the red maple that I wrote down does produce syrup. Not as sweet as the sugar, but it does. So
We may need some of our Canuck friends to
yes,
weigh in on
and
this.
there are actually other trees that do. There's a birch and
What's your
others.
source there?
I'm just googling.
Just Google,
do you
huh?
want me to find a specific
NickWalter.com?
site? Basically using
Google's not a
Google's
source.
AI
Google's
is what's giving me
AI.
that answer. Yes,
Oh boy.
yes. So AI overview. That's what gave it to me.
That's a strong argument. And there's nothing that talks about Canadian maples in there.
No,
That's
I
just a
specifically
grouping of
I even looked up
types of maples.
Is Canadian maple a species of tree? And
Yeah.
no, it's a group, a type of trees.
Okay.
if you will.
Including the sugar maple.
Oh, my
And the red.
yeah?
Was that in there? Did you see that? I did not see
So I
that.
think we're going to say no point. Let's move on.
I think we're giving everybody a point, and we're just gonna blame the trivia master for egg on his face tonight.
So I get punished for being smart.
I hate that. I
looked it
agree.
up. It lists the sugar maple, the black maple, red maple, and whatever the box elder is.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Everybody knows what that is.
And then
Nick,
no,
you idiot.
sweet birch, black walnut. Nothing about Canadian maple. Not a thing.
only American maples.
Is there maple trees in Canada?
Obviously.
Those are Canadian
More than
maple
anywhere
trees.
else in the
Those
world.
are Canadian maple trees.
Hey, if
We gotta move on.
If you feel good about that, I'm happy to give you guys.
I
all
don't
one.
care.
I think everybody should get a point because I just screwed up the question. So let's
No,
just
I don't-
give
I
everybody
don't.
one.
It doesn't
Nope,
matter.
you're getting it, B.
You're getting it, and you're
getting
gonna
it.
like it.
You might as well just wrote down tree. I hope you feel good about it.
Oh man, somebody fire me all of a sudden.
Hey, trivia fans, we're excited to partner with Warrior Logo Wear, a veteran-owned company bringing exclusive Ultimate Trivia podcast apparel. No minimum orders, just high-quality gear so you can rep your love for trivia in style. Find our gear at the Ultimate Trivia Podcast, or if you want to make your own stuff, go to warriorlogowear.com.
Well, that's 5. What is this chaotic score?
Nobody
coming to?
cares.
I'm sorry,
So,
Kelly.
the Queener boys are both in the lead with 5.
Just took the lead.
Erroneous.
Yes, they took the lead with,
Wow.
with being
I don't
able
want it. I don't even
be
want
able
it.
to name the fact there's a tree that makes syrup. Good on you.
You're the one that fact checked it.
I did.
Yeah.
I
Kelly
did.
should be mad at you, not us.
Yeah, we didn't do anything.
Pointed at me.
Including getting the correct answer.
I
Kelly
know.
is-
That's, you
yeah.
know.
And then Kelly and myself both have 4.
Kelly's already slashed 2 of my tires. We might as well just get all 4 of them out of the way.
I would never do that.
So, yeah, through 5. Queener boys at 5. Kelly and myself at 4.
All right. All
I
right.
would
Let's
just
move on.
Look at you like this.
Second.
Now,
That's worse. Please
now
go
I
slash
actually,
my tire.
now I want to win.
Okay, good.
Let's go.
Let's go. Question number 6. At the beach, which flag color means don't even think about it unless you want to meet a lifeguard the hard way? You're at the beach. They have a flag. What color is telling you to walk the other direction? We are very landlocked here in Southern Illinois.
Yeah, Brian, you were a lifeguard. Yeah. They have this at the pool.
No, they do not.
The local pool. I love it. All right.
What does this flag tell you specifically?
Flag tells
Stay
you
out of the water.
the conditions of the ocean.
Yeah.
There's
And
more
it's-
than
this one means stay out the water. This
There's
is like
more than
the
one
worst.
ocean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to read it again. Nick's going to the board. He's a little salty. Yeah.
You're writing a color down.
I'm going to
Yes,
run.
I am writing a color down.
I'm
feel like
running.
you're safe, Andy, on this one.
Okay. At the beach, which flag means bad? Is that simple enough?
Ooh, you almost made me want to change my answer, but I'm not going to
Let's
do it.
go.
There's
Let's see our
multiple.
colors. We got black from Nick, red from Scott and Kelly and Brian. Red is the correct
correct.
answer. And the misery continues. Oh, man.
Did you know that from lifeguarding, or Brian, or did you just guess red?
Oh, I didn't get. I mean, I knew the answer.
Oh, okay.
Like, yeah.
But it wasn't tied to lifeguarding.
No, I mean,
Oh,
it's
okay.
in a pool. I was at a pool, not an ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm just curious.
Yeah.
Yeah. It deals largely with the current, the riptides, things of that nature. You know, your safety in the water.
Vance Joy.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah. A red flag at the beach is Mother Nature's way of saying, not today, buddy.
Yep.
It usually signals danger currents or rough surf. And unless you're a lifeguard, BQ, or a superhero, Kelly Ray, it's best to stay dry.
I'm just gonna be waiting.
Nice.
Very nice. There is a double
What
red
do you do
flag.
if that riptide is bad and it's pulling you out to sea? Which way do you swim?
Parallel to the beach.
Very good.
Can I throw something out here?
Right.
Oh, boy. Here we go again.
Black flag. Extremely dangerous. Do not swim.
I've never heard of black.
Yeah, that's fine, but there's still different levels of
I
it.
think that just means there's a pirate in the water somewhere or something.
Red flag. High hazard, high surf, and strong currents. Swimming is discouraged. Mine said, do not swim. Not like, hey, you probably shouldn't swim. Black flag. Do not swim. Red flag.
I'm gonna be
It's
real honest with you. I don't
discouraged.
care for your attitude.
You shouldn't be. You shouldn't be. You know, again, that's just Google AI's initial answer to what are the color, what do the flags on the beach mean, and that's what it said for.
I mean,
red
I've
and
never.
black.
Speaking of drowning, Andy's just drowning.
I am absolutely at a loss here. This has never happened in all of my life.
I mean,
all of my podcasts.
I guess I could go to the United States Life Saving Association and see what you want something specific like that.
Baywatch.com.
If you want, somebody called off. I have no idea. Here.
I'm just telling you what when I typed it into Google.
There you go.
No. Anybody else want to chime in?
Red flags signify the highest hazard.
We're gonna move on. No point for Nick. We get one for the rest of them.
All right.
All right. Question number 7. Which tiny menace might hitch a ride on your pant leg and leave you with Lyme disease as a parting gift? That's all the information we're going to
I
get.
think I'm wrong, but I'm going to stick with it.
Okay.
Just.
Good deal. Good deal. Tiny menace. Gloms onto the leg. Might leave you with Lyme disease. We got boards in the air. Nick, you ready?
Let's do it.
All right, let's go. Let's see him. We got a tick from Brian, from Kelly, from Scotty, from Nick. That is the correct answer. I did not require the specificity. Does anyone know the actual derivative of the tick family that carries Lyme disease? It is known.
Blue tick?
No. Good guess.
No idea.
Anybody else? Is most commonly known as a deer tick, but that is actually not the official name of it. The official name is the black-legged tick, if you need to know that. I didn't know they had different colored legs.
I was going to say, don't they have black legs?
Yeah. No. Anybody had a run-in with anything like that, Lyme disease? It's not really around here too much where we live,
More further south.
but it is north, actually. I'll
I
get to that
remember
part
being
too.
on a canoe trip up in northern Minnesota. We actually went into Canada. Not tick related, but we had a portage, which means the water gets too shallow. You put the stuff over your head and walk through. And I remember getting back in and peeling leeches off my legs.
Oh, yeah. Very
Stand by me.
Stand by me. Yeah.
No, but literally, peeling them off the leg. It doesn't really hurt. It's just gross.
Great outdoors.
People think it's painful. It's really not. It's just gross.
Yeah.
Peeling them off your legs. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they used to use them for medical
Yeah.
back in the day, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, ticks are the vampires of the hiking world. Tiny, sneaky, and really into your blood. The worst part, you don't even feel them. And then the damage is done. So check yourself, check your dog, check your buddy.
Shake your blood sugar regularly.
So yeah, the deer ticks is what we commonly call them. They carry the Lyme disease. They're primarily in the northeastern, upper Midwest, and Pacific Northwest. But, they migrate around. Definitely one of the things that I pay closest attention to when I'm out hunting.
Especially when you get home, derobe.
Yep. And the dog.
Have your wife do a check.
Yeah. Question number 8. Which bird is basically the karaoke champion of the backyard? Known for copying everything from car alarms to the sounds of other birds. We are looking for a bird. The name of the bird.
This sounds like it's ripe for being contested again.
Fair enough. This may become the lost episode. Who knows? It does not seem to be going well. I really put a lot of time into this one, too. I thought this was pretty legit. No, it is what it is.
There's actually he might be right because there's two that jump in my head, but I'm like, ooh, I don't know. This could be contested.
Read it again.
I will. And there is a specificity that I will not require. Which bird is basically the karaoke champion of the backyard? More importantly, it's known for copying everything from car alarms to other birds.
Yeah. Okay.
Nick shrugging.
I mean, I have an answer. I don't know.
Yeah, I just have a complete guess.
Okay.
I know that I've heard this somewhere. I just can't bring up the file.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like what I wrote down does what you say.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
But I feel like this is wrong. Like I didn't write down what you're asking.
Okay.
I feel like
Look over here.
yeah, exactly.
I'm looking forward to
I'm
it.
done with my bird call. Sorry.
Okay, thank you. So we're looking for the bird that copies everything from a car to other birds. What do we have? We got a mockingbird from Brian, a finch from Kelly, a parrot from Scotty, and a parakeet from Nick. We do have a correct answer, and it's the mockingbird.
Okay, B.
How about that?
That makes sense.
Yes,
Fitting.
Doctor.
Fitting name.
It is actually the northern mockingbird, more specifically.
nice.
Now, I can't say that I
Naturally.
know much about parrots outside of what we know from movies and cartoons and things in them mimicking sounds. So I can't say whether or not they can mimic other birds or other sounds like that.
Yeah.
All right.
Good answer, B.
Yeah, nice job.
Impressed.
Well, mockingbirds are like nature's mixtape. They don't just mimic, they remix. These feathered impersonators can imitate dozens of sound, often stringing them together in what can only be described as a chaotic masterpiece. And they can actually learn and mimic over 200 different sounds throughout their lifetime.
Nice.
Impressive.
Yeah. Okay. The air has been sucked right out of the room. Well, that was number 8. Let's get a score check.
All right. From worst to best. I have 5. Kelly has 6. Scotty was 7. Big B with 8.
Is Brian perfect?
Currently.
Holy
8.
I mean,
On the great outdoors?
I mean, I've always thought that.
8
that
for
This is the
Brian's
first time it's happened in the trivia.
Yes.
No
8 for
pressure.
8.
I appreciate that, Kelly.
Yeah.
Well done.
All right. Well, let's move on. Let's see
You
how
know,
this
let's just say
plays
that
out.
here I win. Can we move on?
You're leaving Kelly hanging over
leaving
there.
this-
There it
there
is.
it is.
All right. Question number 9. Which water sport involves being towed behind a motorboat while riding a single board, combining elements of surfing, snowboarding, and showing off? Okay. Some thoughtful writing, it seems. I'll read it again.
Yeah, please, one more time.
We've got which water sport involves being towed behind a motorboat while riding a single board, combining elements of surfing, snowboarding, and of course showing off.
Now, I got 2 things in my head now.
Okay. Oh, Kelly just something
I'm
hit
gonna-
Kelly.
I'm going to stick with my initial.
Okay.
Man, that's tough.
I'm so mad. The last descriptor,
Descriptor.
the last word in that question made me change
Oh, boy.
the answer. And if it's wrong,
I'm running. I'm running away.
can I write both of them with an emphasis? No.
Probably not. I mean, you can, right? Goodness gracious. All right. Read it one more time. Which water sport involves being towed behind a motorboat while riding on a single board, combining elements of surfing, snowboarding, and showing off? Let's see the answers. We got wakeboarding from Nick, boogie boarding from Scott, wakeboarding from Kelly. I'm not sure what I'm seeing there. Slalom skiing from Brian. I'm afraid the perfect game has been busted. Wakeboarding is the correct answer. Is that the other one?
That
in
was
your
the
head?
other one. It was.
B.
It was.
I
I went with my initial instinct.
Yeah.
You know, like what
I had slalom down first.
Yeah,
Did ya?
Yeah, that was my initial. So
The-
I
the
stuck
last-
with it. That's all right.
The last word.
Is that's on a single ski?
Yes.
Yeah,
Which
like
is-
I was.
You're right.
it was
No.
tough.
That would fit there, of course.
Yeah,
But
it's
the
tough.
last word
I like it.
Yeah.
is what
Yeah, all the
changed.
tricks and everything
what
like that,
changed.
right? Anybody ever done?
Did I make up mine? Is that a thing?
No, boogie board's a real thing.
Yes, it
Oh,
is.
okay.
It's,
Oh,
yeah,
on, it's
boogie
on your
board.
knees.
Well, you can boogie board the ocean.
Yeah, waves. It's a derivative of surfing, if I remember.
Like that's the ocean. Like lake is like the wakeboarding, and all that kind of stuff.
No, but there is a boogie boarding. It's not a wakeboard.
Well,
Wakeboard,
no,
you're on your
I
feet.
believe you, but like
put in your knees.
If you just say boogie boarding, that's the
It's
small,
riding
like,
a wave
it's
on
the ocean.
on your
Smaller
belly.
on the ocean.
I think it's made of foam.
You run and like dive. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like real close to the beach. You're hitting the small like. Yeah.
I know what you're saying, but I believe that.
No, I believe you.
You put your knees in the board and you strap up your knees, and you're on. That's called boogie boarding, also.
Behind a boat. Oh, interesting. I didn't know that.
Well, I don't know that it has to be behind a boat, but I just wanted to make sure it was a thing. I
Yeah.
thought I was,
Oh, it definitely is a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wakeboarding is what happens when a surfer and a snowboarder look at a lake and say, bet I could do something dumb and awesome at the same time. It's fast, flashy, and almost guarantees a face full of lake water at least once per session.
So pitted.
It was invented in the 1980s when surfers started using shorter boards and saw an opportunity to get some power behind their boards there. And yeah, they flip around and twist and all kinds of jazz, right? I mean, that's big recreational
Pretty cool.
competition there. Yeah.
It might be called knee boarding. I'm not positive.
Yeah, that sounds a little more
kneeboarding is what I
accurate
was
to me.
thinking. Honestly, yeah.
Yeah. Final question, number 10. Everybody ready?
Yep.
Nick's still fact checking me, I think.
Well, I'm still thinking about the whole black flag thing.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, number 10, which annual event in Nevada turns a barren desert into a temporary city of radical self-expression, surreal art, and one massive fire? Kelly's done and confident. Scotty, you done? Confident?
Confident. I'm not going to go hundo,
Yeah.
but I feel pretty good about it.
Marker drop.
Yeah, I heard that one.
Can you read it again?
You got it. Which annual event in Nevada turns a barren desert into a temporary city of radical self-expression, surreal art, and one massive fire? Brian
I
knows
know
it.
that, but I
Yeah.
cannot pull it.
I can see it all over you.
I know it, but I cannot pull it. And I'm
Nick
not even
is
trying.
writing without confidence, head shaking.
I can't. Yeah.
Wild guess.
Dang.
All right, we're going to give Brian a few more ticks here. Anything coming to mind, B?
I'm not gonna get there.
Okay.
Like I know as soon as I hear it, I'm gonna be so mad.
Yeah, you will. All right.
Yeah.
Let's
Go
flip the
ahead.
boards,
Go ahead.
fellas.
You're going to kick yourself.
Kelly's got Burning Man, as does Scott and Nick. And sure enough, Brian is kicking himself on this one.
Massive.
Burning Man is the correct answer. I can't say that this appeals to me
But
really in any way.
still alive, I believe, right? You got three.
I think that's a three-way tie.
There's a three-way.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm still alive. All right.
Right.
I mean, it depends how you look at it.
Okay. Uh-oh.
Well, I mean, Kelly has a gripe that could put him at 9.
So do I.
Yeah.
no,
You
you got
beat it.
7.
You beat 8.
You would have 8.
Yeah.
I'd have eight.
7.
I guess I have 8.
Yeah.
And I haven't even touched my phone because I feel sorry for Andy to look up parrot, which I know mimics,
Oh, Lord.
but I'm being nice. So
Well,
I'm
they
happy
can't
to
all be gems, right?
happy to do a tiebreaker.
Well, let's teach about Burning Man. We'll get to that tiebreaker. And I'll tell you, it's not a numerical answer
Whoa.
for that tiebreaker. So get yourself ready. Burning Man isn't your average music festival. Actually, it's not a festival at all. It's a temporary, dust-covered, anything-goes city where the currency is creativity and the dress code is, well, optional. For 1 week, thousands of people gather in the Black Rock Desert to build, share, perform, and then vanish, leaving nothing behind but memories and a few sunburns. It started in 1986 with a few friends building a bonfire in the desert. Man, that is wild. Over 70,000 people flocked there. If you've ever seen a
It's crazy.
documentary, it is crazy.
That's
It is the
crazy.
definition of crazy
Right.
Love it. Love it.
and hot. It's got to be just
Miserable.
insanely
Yeah.
miserable.
Well,
Like, what time of year they do it?
I don't have that
No.
information. I don't believe. No, I don't. I don't have it.
But at least like desert at night it drops.
Sure.
I mean, you know what I'm saying. Honestly. Like,
Yeah, fair
around
enough.
here, Music Fest doesn't matter if it's noon or
Well, that's
10
a
at
good
night.
point.
It's nasty.
Yeah,
At
you
least there, at
just
least
stay
it
in the
drops.
shade, I guess, during the day,
Yeah,
and then
exactly,
life,
yeah.
everything comes to life at night. All right, Nick, let's get a final score tally after the 10 questions.
I have 7. Mm-hmm. Scott, Kelly, and Brian all have 8.
All have 8.
3-way tie.
Okay.
3-way tie.
We're going to the tiebreaker.
Here we go.
All right, get your boards and markers in your hand. You will have 15 seconds.
Oh, boy.
I got to get a timer out. Hold on.
Wow. That's serious.
Just to keep it fair, I will time us for exactly 15 seconds.
Oh, why'd you pick 15? This felt good.
Yeah, felt right. Just felt like the right amount of time. I didn't test
22?
it with anybody. 22. All right, the time will begin as soon as I finish reading the question.
Are you going to ask it again during the 15-second?
I will not.
Okay.
It's not. It's.
Okay.
You won't need it.
Okay.
Ready?
Done. Here we go.
Name as many trees species as you can think of. Go. 10. 5. 2. And markers.
Stop.
Kelly's going to kill us, huh?
All right. I do have to obviously confirm that they are in fact trees. Brian, what do you have there, brother?
Oak, maple, poplar, big red.
Big red.
That's a chewing gum.
I think we have 3 there.
I don't know why that popped in my head. It just came in my head. I'm like, write it down. I was out of time.
I love it. Kelly, what do you got there, brother?
Oak, maple, birch, cherry, and cherry blossom.
Very good. All 5 are correct. And Scotty.
Maple, spruce, oak, birch.
And 3.14 apparently.
And I did not finish the
And
last
we didn't get the 5th one written out. Therefore, Kelly is our Great Outdoors champion.
Well done, Kelly.
Well done. Kelly gets the win.
All is right in the world.
Oh, boy. Yeah, our friendship might have been at stake after that.
No, the waiting was like after rereading the question, I answered it incorrectly.
I appreciate
The
it.
fact that I only have
conceding.
2 wins the whole time we've been doing this damn thing. And tonight I was close on both.
You had the answer
Like,
in
yeah.
your mind, man, and picked the
it's
wrong
just-
one, huh?
The perfect game was mentioned, and then you completely
Oh, that was it.
you
I
collapsed.
might- yeah, I
discussed
just,
You didn't score. You didn't.
It's like a bear was chasing you.
So this is the last trivia I'm ever doing.
Oh, no.
Sicily, if you can hear me, hit me up. I'm done. I'm not a star anymore. We can hang out.
Very funny. Well, I have a long, long list of trees here just in case we need to go through them. And
No one cares. Just wrap it.
Oh, we're salty. Well, you're going to like the bonus question. I think all of you might like the bonus question. This is your chance to complain. What is one, or maybe I'll throw it out. What are some of the absolute worst things about the great outdoors?
Snakes.
Just go.
Animals in general. I don't know. Being dirty. It could be cold. It could be too hot. It could be raining. It could be snowing. I don't mind the snow as much.
Okay.
Yeah, critters. At nighttime, you don't even know what's all around you.
I really only have 3. Snakes.
Are you sure you're a man?
I know, right?
Snakes.
don't like
mosquitoes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And humidity.
That's
Those are
boom.
the things I do. Honestly, other than that, if it's nice and cool, I'm awesome.
Yeah.
If it's like 60 degrees, I'll walk around all day as long as there's no snakes or mosquitoes. Humidity.
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm
Mosquitoes
good,
don't
honestly.
tend to bother me much.
No,
I mean, like
not
they're
as
not
much, but
overly
like,
attracted
but-
to me.
Yeah, but,
My wife is just a absolute magnet. Like
Yeah,
we can't sit
yeah.
outside on our porch.
but I mean, we
a lot of
also
times.
the town we live in for the listeners. It was literally a swamp before. Like that's what it was. Like so that's why we flood so easy and like all the bugs.
Sure.
Yeah. So it's like I don't.
That's why the farmland's so fertile.
Yeah.
Truly, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, the humidity for me that is without
That's
a doubt
the worst.
number
The
one.
worst. Yeah. Yeah.
It's awful.
I have recently spent over the last couple of years spent much more time out west.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Yeah.
it's so much better than the armpit of America.
It's unbelievable.
Oh.
It is. Yeah.
Doc, I mean, I know the heat. We've well documented your.
I mean, Brian's probably on par with my answer. Definitely the heat and humidity.
Mm-hmm.
heat in general, but definitely the humidity added into that.
Yeah, like the thing is, I love warm weather. I love warm weather. I don't like humidity though. There's a big difference.
It is
Yeah.
a
There's a
big,
big
difference.
Yeah.
That's why when people talk about like Florida, I do not like Florida. I'll take California. I've been to both all day, every day. Cause like, you know, you get the warm days, you go in the shade, it's nice. Night is cool. Like, dude, I'll take the West Coast over the East Coast any day of the week.
Yeah,
you know.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the coasts are going to be humid regardless, but the temperature is much different.
It's different. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kelly, you love the outdoors like I do, but there has to be something you don't care for.
One was the answer, like ticks. I just have a fear of those, and I have a cousin who's got Lyme disease, and he had to go through a litany of doctors to find out what was wrong with him.
Third time.
Yeah, and it ended up being Lyme disease.
Yeah.
There was a tick that probably a couple years ago, and sometimes it can take a while for it to the symptoms to take effect.
Sure.
So you don't even know that, and probably poisonous snakes. Just critters that can do harm to you. That's a little fearful, but a majority of the times when you're out and about, they're just as leery of you as you are of them.
Yeah.
It's just a crazy encounter that happens.
Unless you're surprising them or you're
Yeah.
or you're putting their young in danger.
Yeah.
Most of the time, none of the animals, no animals mess with you usually.
Yeah.
Unless that's the case.
I would say critters in general, like even indoors, like we rented a house while we were building the house I live in now, and there was a mouse in the house, and I had trouble sleeping at night just knowing
Really?
there was a mouse crawling around, or walking around my house,
Okay.
Oh, come on, Scott.
because I didn't like the idea of that little rodent crawling across.
I thought
my
another-
face in the
Maybe
middle
you
of the
should
night.
keep a cleaner house.
Another one, Kelly said trails. Annoying white people. They tend to be on the trails a lot.
Yeah, all the time.
Facts.
Dropping knowledge.
Well, that was an adventure, gentlemen. And for whatever it's worth, we'll clean it up. But that's going to do it for this episode of the Ultimate Trivia Podcast.
Parrots was right.
What was?
Parrots.
Parrots was right.
We'll let our listeners read up on their
Yeah,
their parrot
let me have
knowledge.
it, guys.
Their parrot knowledge.
I really
What's your
screwed this
handle?
one up.
Your social
I am
handles?
at Andy _TUTP. I beg you to send me all the messages. And where was I? Oh yeah,
I love you.
that's going to
you were
do
wrapping
it
us
for
up.
this
We're wrapping it
episode
up.
of the Ultimate Trivia Podcast. Thanks for tuning in. Leave us a message. Follow the show. I'd love to hear from you. We'll see you next time with more trivia and more fun. Until then, keep your brains sharp and those bellies laughing.